Welcome back, dear traders. InstaForex analysts are ready to share the fresh review on the New York pre-market. Wall Street benchmark indexes opened today in the red. The main market catalyst today is the corporate reports. Investors are digesting mixed reports from top American companies. The market sentiment is dampened by financial results by Netflix. The focal point today is a Tesla's report, which is due after the closing bell. Besides, the Beige Book by the Federal Reserve will also be on the tap tonight. The document will give insight into the state of affairs in the domestic economy. Meanwhile, the US dollar is trading higher. Yesterday, futures on the US stocks closed flat, though the S&P 500 spiked intraday above the highest level in 2 months. The index leapt to 4,170 points, not far away from the landmark target of 4,300. The Dow Jones lost 100 points in the New York pre-market. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq shed 0.4% and 0.5% respectively, because investors absorbed corporate earnings, mulling over a further path of rate hikes. There is no clear-cut signal for a trend reversal on Wall Street yet, so the odds are that the stock market will extend the bullish trend rather than a reverse downward. Nevertheless, to play safe, investors should not cancel the scenario of a downward move. A fresh series of corporate reports will entail volatility in the stock market. Deviations between expected and actual readings will set the market in motion, so investors will be able to earn in the volatile market. Morgan Stanley shares dropped by more than 2% after the lender reported that its quarterly profit slumped by 19%. Its investment and banking business is crippled due to protracted decline in new deals. Tesla shares fell by 3% before the publication of its financial report. The company has cut prices on some of its electric cars 6 times this year. Now the company will report on its earnings after the New York trade is over. As for monetary policy, hawkish comments of some Fed policymakers made this week wrecked the hope that the Federal Reserve would halt the cycle of rate hikes in the near future. Netflix discouraged Wall Street investors. Its shares tumbled by more than 4% after the streaming video reported decent revenue surpassing Wall Street consensus but unveiled weak forecasts. The company added 1.75 million subscribers compared to 200,000 subscribers lost in the same period a year ago. Netflix's net profit in the second quarter would be roughly the same as in the first quarter, and the company serves as a barometer for the streaming industry, whose expansion is ebbing away due to fierce competition. The US dollar perked up today, though the bulls lost fresh impetus in the early New York trade. They missed 102 points again. The outlook for the US currency is uncertain. Sharp fluctuations mean hesitation in trading interests. The fact that traders are opening long positions might signal a false breakout of lows of the US dollar index, and the greenback will be able to revive the uptrend after its index grows by another 1% from current levels on this condition, and the index will be able to make higher highs, thus developing the uptrend. Traders are trying to grasp their point on the Fed's strategy. Once they realize the Fed's agenda, they will shape a sentiment on the US currency. On the one hand, fundamentals indicate the US dollar's weakness, and the stock market is anticipating that the US Fed will soften its hawkish rhetoric. The recent turmoil in the US banking sector highlights dismal prospects so that the US economy is running the risk of slipping into recession earlier than other advanced economies, and this is bearish for the US dollar. On the other hand, expectations of a rate cut might not come true if investors decide to buy the US dollar as a safe haven asset in a case of a crisis in the global economy or in the United States. At the present, most market participants reckon the first rate cut in November. Realistically, it's too early on the back of a too high inflation, and thus the US dollar has a chance to recoup losses in the nearest months. The Canadian dollar is showing a weak performance. It's extending its weakness against the former greenback, and the loonie has been going through active sell-offs since Monday. Yesterday, traders found out a new reason for selling. The official data displayed that the Bank of Canada notched modest success in bringing inflation to the target level of 2%. Traders are pricing in this factor for the USD cut pair, and still the inflation target has not been achieved yet as a matter of fact. Annual CPIs remain way above 2%. It means that the Bank of Canada is committed to bringing inflation down. All in all, policymakers are expected to maintain their hawkish rhetoric, and the regulator does not aim to push inflation to the target rate until the year end. Meanwhile, traders share their bearish outlook for the Canadian dollar, having lost 0.4% in the early New York session, and the USD cut pair is now trading at about 1.3450, and the dollar bulls will regain confidence above this level. When the instrument breaks resistance and closes above 1.35, the door will be open for a further climb. Alternatively, if the price declines and breaks below 1.3265, this price action will cancel the upward scenario. The instrument could fall to 1.3030, and today the economic calendar for Canada is empty. That's why the USD cut pair depends on the technical factors, with the greenback setting the tone. Bitcoin is making seesaw moves. Yesterday, it was able to regain its footing after a fall on a Monday, and the token opened today in the red. The flagship crypto missed the landmark level and slipped below 30,000. The currency price moves are following a reasonable pattern. Inflation are not bearish about Bitcoin. On the contrary, the forecast is very optimistic. The crypto market has completed the bearish phase, and the crisis in the US banking sector showcased Bitcoin's luster. Investors view the token as a reliable asset. At the present, most crypto traders are poised to buy Bitcoin. Analysts are betting on its steady rally, and the forecast for May is still valid. Bitcoin is widely expected to rally as high as $45,000. Our team wishes you good luck in your trading. Make profits with the InstaForex, and see you online tomorrow.